I'm looking at the DNA results. My husband and his sister, they don't share a single drop of blood. They aren't siblings. They are strangers. And they have been playing me for a fool for years.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
I want you to imagine for just a second that you stumble into the absolute perfect romance.
Right.
I mean, we're talking movie script quality. You meet a guy who is charming, handsome, and incredibly selfless. He volunteers, he's overcome this insane backstory, and he has this deep, unshakable bond with his sister.
Because they survived this nightmare childhood together.
Exactly. And you're thinking, wow, I haven't just met a husband, I've met a saint. So you marry him. You welcome his broken, traumatized sister into your home, with open arms.
Yeah.
You give them everything.
Your heart, your home, your money.
All of it. And then 4 years later, a single email changes everything.
It really does sound like the plot of a psychological thriller, doesn't it? Something you'd binge on a rainy Sunday.
It really does.
But for the woman at the center of our deep dive today, this is her actual life. And what we're looking at isn't just some salacious cheating story. It is a masterclass in what psychologists call weaponized empathy.
Weaponized empathy. That is a terrifying term. I love it, but it's terrifying.
Well, it's the darker side of emotional intelligence, really. We're going to look at this case study of extreme gaslighting, where a predator used a traumatic backstory, a perfectly crafted sob story, to completely disable his victim's critical thinking.
It's about how our own desire to be good people can be turned against us.
Precisely.
So yeah, we are diving into a submission we received. It's a long, incredibly detailed email from a woman we're going to call Alice.
Okay.
And the date on this email, January 2, 2026.
Which is literally today.
It's today. And the subject line she chose was the orphan trauma trap.
The immediacy here is what's so gripping. I mean, usually we're analyzing things that happened years ago, but the stakes here are like incredibly high right now.
Right.
You've got Alice, who is this wealthy, empathetic donor type. You have Leo, the resilient husband. And then you have Maya, the traumatized sister.
But the conflict seems simple at first glance. Alice thinks she's saving two broken siblings. But as we peel back the layers, she's actually funding a complete nightmare.
She is the bank for it.
And just to tease where this is going, because I know you all love a good payoff. This is not a story where the victim just, wallows in sadness. Oh, no.
Not at all.
This deep dive ends with maybe one of the most calculated revenge plans I have ever read. And according to the timeline in the source, it's all happening literally tonight.
So we are essentially walking through a crime scene investigation just hours before the final bomb goes off.
Exactly. So grab your popcorn, maybe a glass of wine in solidarity with Alice, because this is where it gets really, really interesting. So let's start at the beginning. Part 1, the foundation of the lie.
Every con has a setup, right?
Right.
And this one started with a meet cute that immediately establishes a power dynamic.
Where did they meet?
A charity gala. This is crucial context. Alice was the donor. She has the resources, the money, the status. Leo was a volunteer.
Right. And that sends such a specific signal. He's not there trying to network or get rich. He's there helping.
It bypasses the skepticism radar.
Yeah, if you meet a guy at a bar, your guard is up. But a guy handing out soup or organizing a gala, your brain just shortcuts to he's a good person.
Exactly. And on their second date, he drops the bomb, the backstory. This is the hook.
What we tell her.
Leo tells Alice that his parents died when he was 15. It was just him and his little sister, Maya. And he spins this tale of, Dickensian misery. He says they bounced between foster homes, they froze in the winter, they starved.
And the only thing that kept them alive was each other. The notes say he even cried when he told her. And Alice, being this high empathy person, she didn't just feel bad for him. She fell in love with his loyalty. She literally thought, a man who loves his sister this much will be an amazing father.
And that is the orphan trauma trap right there. By framing himself as a survivor and a protector, he created a shield against any future criticism.
Oh, that's smart.
Think about it. If you criticize him later, you're not just criticizing a husband, you're attacking a traumatized orphan who saved his sister from starvation. It makes him untouchable.
He built a fortress out of his own tragedy. Or, well, his alleged tragedy.
Exactly, and it worked. Alice admits in the source she says she was rich, naive, and wanted to save him. She didn't just marry Leo, she basically adopted Maya.
She gave them the keys to her mansions, her cars.
Her heart. She went all in. She wanted to be the hero in their story.
So he's established the persona, the loyal protector. Now he can start pushing boundaries. because any pushback from Alice is just her being insensitive to their trauma.
Which brings us to part 2, the red flags, or as Alice calls it, the gaslighting chronicles.
And honestly, reading through these, it's just painful. It's like you're yelling at the screen in a horror movie, don't go in the basement.
But for Alice, it happens so slowly. It's that frog in boiling water effect. You don't feel the heat until it's way too late.
Okay, let's start with incident 1, the wedding night. It is beyond awkward.
It's a massive boundary violation disguised as affection. It starts with Maya's speech at the wedding. She doesn't talk about Alice and Leo. She talks about their survival. She calls Leo her soulmate.
No one will ever know you like I do.
Red flag number 1. But then later that night, in the honeymoon suite, Maya shows up.
Ugh, no. On the wedding night, I cannot wrap my head around the audacity.
It gets worse. She sits on the edge of their bed, holds Leo's hand, and cries for 2 hours about how much she's going to miss him.
It just sucks all the air out of the room, makes the night about her.
And when Alice rightfully says, hey, can you leave? It's our wedding night. What does Leo do?
He doesn't comfort his wife? He doesn't ask Maya to go?
No, he flips the script. This is classic gaslighting. He snaps at Alice. He says, Alice, she has abandonment issues. She's terrified I'm leaving her. How can you be so cold?
How can you be so cold? Wow, he makes Alice the villain in her own honeymoon.
And it worked. Alice actually ended up apologizing to Maya. This set the precedent. Maya's comfort, Maya's trauma, will always rank higher than Alice's needs as a wife. He taught her right then that her boundaries were cruel.
It just gets worse, doesn't it? Incident 2, the physicality. This is where the ick factor just goes off the charts.
Yeah.
Alice describes them cuddling on the sofa, but not like siblings. Maya would squeeze between them, rest her head on his chest, legs all tangled up with his.
And the tickle fights, chasing each other around the kitchen, wrestling on the floor. It's all very intimate.
It's charged.
It absolutely mimics foreplay, but because of that sibling label, Alice feels like she can't say anything without sounding totally crazy.
But the breaking point was the bathroom incident. Alice walks in one morning, Leo's in the shower,
Okay.
and Maya's just in the bathroom fixing her makeup.
Oh, no. In most relationships, that's a hard no. I don't care how close you are.
Like Gullah screams.
Yeah.
She confronts him. She says this is weird. And Leo, he doesn't apologize. He explodes. He smashes a plate.
This reaction is so specific, it's designed to shock her into silence. And this is where he plays the ultimate trauma card.
What does he say?
He yells, "You are disgusting. We bathed together in a bathtub the size of a bucket when we were 10 because we had no hot water. That's my trauma, and you're turning it into porn in your sick head."
Wow. Just wow. He took a legitimate concern. Why is your sister in the bathroom while you're showering? And turned it into, you are perverting my tragic childhood.
It's devastatingly effective. This is Darvo in action. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. He shames her for having boundaries. He calls her sick.
And the result of all that, Alice felt so guilty she went out the next day and bought him a Rolex to apologize.
That's the cycle of abuse. The victim trying to buy peace after an explosion. She literally paid him for crossing the line.
Meanwhile, the financial drain is just ramping up. This is incident 3. Maya's wearing Alice's clothes, her silk pajamas, her coats.
And if she complains, Leo calls her stingy. It's an erasure of Alice's identity. Maya is literally, in a way, putting on Alice's skin.
And the therapy trips. Leo says Maya's depressed, and they need a sibling retreat to visit their parents' graves in Montana. Alice pays $8,000.
But they weren't in Montana weeping over gravestones, were they?
No. She found out later they were at a luxury spa in Aspen.
Of course they were.
And then the condo. Alice buys Maya a condo as an investment. And suddenly, Leo is over there 3 times a week to fix leaks.
Fixing leaks that turn into overnights because he's too tired to drive back? The brazenness is staggering. They were living a double life, funded entirely by her and laughing at her.
So Alice was the third wheel in her own marriage. But she didn't know it yet. She just thought she was failing. Until Christmas 2025, Part 3. The catalyst.
Christmas is often a time of reflection, right? And for Alice, she wanted to be the perfect wife. She was thinking about the future, about children, genetic health.
So she buys them a gift. Premium Ancestry DNA Kits.
The irony is just, it's so thick. She thinks she's being thoughtful. She's thinking, if we find their distant relatives, maybe Maya won't be so obsessed with Leo. She's still trying to solve the problem with kindness.
Describe the scene when they open those gifts, because this is where the cracks finally show.
Alice, as the room went silent, The color just drained from Maya's face. Leo tries to play it off, laughing, saying, "Babe, this is silly. We know our history. It's pain."
He's trying to use that trauma shield again. Don't make us look at our past. It hurts too much.
Exactly. But this time, it fails. Alice pushes back. She frames it about their future kids, genetic health risks.
Smart.
And because Leo has spent 4 years building this good guy persona, this responsible husband, he is trapped. He can't say no without raising huge suspicion. The mask could slip.
So they take the tests, they spit in the tubes, and the clock starts ticking.
Fast forward to part 4. The truth revealed. The date is January 2, 2026, the morning she wrote the email.
The results come in. Leo gets his 45% Irish, 10% German, standard stuff. But Alice has access to Maya's account. She logs in. She clicks Compare DNA.
And this is the moment her world just stops, just dissolves.
Share DNA. 0.00%. Predicted relationship. Unrelated.
0. Alice freezes. Her first thought isn't even affair. Her first thought is technical error. She thinks the website is broken. She actually calls the helpline.
And the operator tells her, quote, "Ma'am, unless they are both aliens, they are not related."
And that is the death knell of the lie. The entire foundation of their story. The shared blood, the shared trauma, it evaporates instantly.
But Alice, and I love this about her,
Yeah.
she doesn't just sit there and cry. She goes into detective mode. She drives to the library because she doesn't want to use the home Wi-Fi.
Smart.
She starts digging into digital archives. She looks for Leo's actual high school, not the one he lied about. And she finds it. The class of 2013.
And what does she find?
They weren't the orphan siblings who froze in winter.
No.
They were prom king and queen.
Oh my God, prom king and queen.
It gets worse. She finds an archived Facebook post from 2012. It's a photo of them kissing at a beach party. The caption, "Leo plus Maya forever, true love."
They were high school sweethearts.
High school sweethearts who realized they were broke and conned a wealthy woman into funding their life together. It was a long con.
Let's just pause on that. Part 5, the dark realization. Once Alice sees that photo, everything just rewrites itself in her head.
It's that retrospective horror, like the end of The Sixth Sense where you replay every scene and realize you missed all the signs. That's Alice right now.
All those weird, confusing memories suddenly make perfect, sickening sense.
The wrestling on the floor?
Wasn't sibling playfulness, it was foreplay, right in front of her.
The sibling retreats to Montana.
Romantic getaways on her dime.
And the anger. The screaming about the bucket bath.
It was a tactic. It was fear. They knew if she looked too closely, the gravy train would stop. He wasn't defending his trauma. He was defending his revenue stream.
He didn't love Alice. He loved Maya.
Yeah.
But Maya was poor. And Alice was, as she puts it, the golden goose.
They moved his mistress into his wife's house, made the wife feed her and clothe her, all while they laughed behind her back. It is sociopathic.
The violation is just so profound. It's not just the infidelity. It's the exploitation of her kindness. They used her best quality against her.
That is a very specific kind of cruelty.
But Alice isn't a victim anymore. This is where we get to the grand finale. And remember, in the timeline of the source, this is happening tonight.
Alice hasn't told them she knows. She is playing the long game. She went home. She acted normal.
She says they're in the living room right now, drinking her wine. Maya's probably wearing her slippers.
And Alice is setting the stage. She has ordered a custom cake.
And the cake says, "Happy 0% anniversary."
That is ice cold.
She's connected her laptop to the living room TV. She has a slideshow ready.
Okay, let's walk through the slides. Slide 1.
The DNA results. Zoomed in on that big, beautiful 0%.
Let that reality sink in. Slide 2.
The prom photo. Them kissing. Proof that she knows everything.
Slide 3.
An eviction notice for the condo she bought. Because remember, Alice owns it.
Oof. And slide 4.
The divorce papers.
Her plan is to walk in there, smile, ask them to watch a special video she made for the family. She's going to record their faces.
And then, she says, I will throw them out into the cold.
Yeah.
Exactly where they belong.
It is a brutal cinematic end to a brutal deception.
It's poetic justice. They lied about freezing in the cold to get into her warm life, and now they're actually going to be in the cold.
There's a deeper psychological satisfaction there, too. Leo used shame to control Alice. He shamed her for her boundaries. Now, Alice is using public exposure, the ultimate shame, to destroy him.
She's taking the power back.
In the most public way possible.
So what does this all mean for us? For you, listening, besides, giving us all major trust issues?
It's a cautionary tale about intuition. Alice says she ignored sirens in her head because Leo made her feel crazy. We often override our gut instincts when they conflict with a sob story.
Right. You don't want to be the bad guy who doubts the victim. You don't want to question the orphan.
Exactly. And this brings us back to that concept, DARVO. Deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. Leo was a master at this. Every time Alice questioned him, he attacked her character and made himself the victim.
Recognizing that pattern is crucial.
If you express a boundary and suddenly you are the one apologizing for being crazy or insensitive, just take a step back, you might be in the trap.
It's a terrifying thought, but an important lesson.
And in this case, science doesn't care about your gaslighting. A DNA kit was the sword of truth.
I just keep picturing the moment that cake comes out. Happy 0% anniversary. I really hope she posts the video.
I think the whole world would want to see that. It would break the internet.
Well, Alice, if you're out there listening,
Yeah.
we are rooting for you. Go get them.
Indeed.
Before we sign off, I want to leave you with a question Alice posed at the very end of her email. It's a provocative one. She asks, be honest. If you found out your spouse's sibling was actually their lover, what is the first thing you would break?
That is a dangerous question to ponder.
Mull on that, everyone.